What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Please forgive me, I'm a little winded. I just came back from taking a walk. If you can't tell, I kind of sweat my hat out there a little bit, but I needed some breathing space today. But anyway, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you who are new subscribers to the channel. I deeply appreciate it. To the rest of you, my friends, family, neighbors, everyone across the board, I deeply appreciate the continued support. And thank you for helping this channel to grow. With that being said, if you like what you see and you enjoy the content, if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Also, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001, where I'm selling graded slabs, loose sports cards, and various other items from time to time. If you are customers and viewers of this channel, I did have 3 orders over the weekend that I dropped off at the post office today. So you should be getting alerts to your items being scanned, hopefully. We'll see what happens. You know how it is at the post office and my gripes with them. It's a toss-up. So we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, I do have over 400 items again for sale over at my eBay store. So click the link in the description box below. It goes really, really far. Today, I kind of just detached and took a break because there's a lot of drama again going on off camera that it's quite unfortunate, when you have stubborn, unreasonable people out there who just don't want to negotiate or talk or even sit at the table. It's very, very, very heartbreaking when you have people that are like that. They just want what they want, and they don't care who it is they hurt. They don't care how much damage they do. They just want to cause you harm. But anyway, that's another story for another time, because there is something I want to talk about in my next video. I really don't want to get into this today because this was the plan for my original video. That's the acquittal letter. I told you I was going to post it over at my community page, and it's up unredacted. Everything that's on that letter, or in that letter, I should say, is on my community page now, so check it out. So if any of you get misinformation sent to you about me, well, wrong. The facts are right there directly from the court and from the attorney. So if anybody questions that, I would be very careful what people say from this point on. But that's not the point of this video. I was shocked today with what I've seen. Now, again, I've only been back in the sports card hobby for the past 14 to 15 months. And, I've given away tons and tons and tons of commons and base cards to the kids around here. And I got 3 more big boxes sitting right there that I'm ready to give away to some of the kids. If things hopefully turn out the way I hope they would, we'll see how it goes. But I saw something quite shocking today. Now, I'm not bashing this individual. This is not me shaming or calling out this individual, because I actually quite like his content. When he does massive box breaks, I kind of sit there and be like, holy shit, you know what I mean? I'm not baller enough to do what this guy does. And we're talking about the one and only Stryker breaks. Now, I'm looking at this from 2 sides of the coin. Once again, this is an opinion based on both sides of the coin, right in the middle. I'm looking at it from here, looking at it from there. And I'm not bashing the man, because I really enjoy the fact that he releases pack odds, statistics about box breaks, what you could potentially get, et cetera, et cetera. And he rips through product like a madman. But I saw him upload 2 live streams today with him having a bonfire and throwing all of these base cards and all of these commons into a bonfire, a literal fucking bonfire. I'm like, oh my God. Now, again, I'm looking at this from both sides of the coin. It's his stuff. They're his cards. It's his property, his fire, his channel. He could do whatever he wants. Not my place to be the overlord of the sports card hobby. But at the same time, I kind of have to throw a little bit of a critique in here because, for me, I wouldn't have done that. Again, I have 3 big crates of cards sitting right there to be given away, hopefully to a church or the kids here in my neighborhood or what have you. I just got to figure out how to go about it. But I don't think I would ever have the heart to light commons and, base cards on fire like that. I mean, donate them to a church, donate them to the kids in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? I mean, don't light them on fire, for God's sakes. But again, it kind of, in his own way, he kind of exposes what the sports card world has become. Even in Pokemon TCG, it's exposed what that world is like as well. It's that at this point in time, and as time goes on and on and on, you know, I opened up plenty of flagship and I opened up plenty of stuff last year on the channel. And a lot of it is nothing but filler. I mean, I have no problem with Topps and Bowman and Panini and Don Russ and all these other companies putting in filler cards based on legacy players. Here, you guys watch me pull a Barry Bonds auto. You know, I pulled plenty of, other legacy players as well here on the channel. And it's like, you know, it's nothing but filler to stretch out that financial rubber band as far as Topps and all these companies are concerned. And, you know, unfortunately, I mean, that's where the hobby is. It's to squeeze every last dollar out of us. And it sucks because what happens now, you got this huge plethora of base cards and it turns into nothing but filler. And what are most collectors looking for now? They couldn't give a shit about base cards. They want the parallels. They want the refractors. They want the ray waves. They want the prisms. They want the numbered parallels. They want the relics. They want the auto relic, you know, prism, this, that, or something or other. In other words, I mean, it's been so diluted with all of this stuff that, you know, guys like Stryker, who opens up massive amounts of product, you know, in his own way is kind of like exposing the hobby for what it's turned into. I mean, given this man opens up tons of stuff, and I'm not shitting on him. That's his right to do that. He wants to burn them, he can burn them. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I would rather give them out to some kids. I mean, even though they're base cards, and in some collectors' eyes are worthless, but at the same time, give them out to the kids. Donate them to a church or something like that. Go to a flea market. Sell them to somebody that will resell those cards. I mean, you know, there's always a way to get something out of it. You know, whether you do it out of the goodness of your heart, or, you know, what have you. But it does go to show, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like just like nothing, just throwing. It's just like throwing fuel into the fire. He just kept throwing cards and cards and cards to the point that pile of ash had to be at least 3 to 4 feet tall. I'm like, oh my God, like I've never seen anything like that on YouTube ever. So, I mean, again, that is Stryker's prerogative. I'm not knocking the guy. I'm not bashing the guy. I'm not putting him down, not saying anything bad. I actually enjoy watching him do pack rips and stuff like that. But I think that goes to a little bit of an extreme to burn all them commons. And at the same time, it also goes to show metaphorically that this sports card hobby has nothing but filler in it. It's garbage. I mean, how many boxes, and he does it himself, how many boxes do you have to rip? How many packs do you have to go through to actually get some of those chase cards that many of us are looking for? You know, and that's kind of like one of the downsides to all of this, is the fact that, like, you know, Topps and Fanatics and Bowman, you know, they know this. And they just keep stuffing legacy players in there. And they keep stuffing, you know, Hall of Famers in there, which is fine and dandy, unless you get an auto, a relic, a parallel, or some kind of thing. I mean, you can open up a hole in your wall, stuff it with base cards, cover it back up with new sheetrock plaster and paint. Nobody's going to notice. You know what I mean? That's kind of where it's at. I mean, it's kind of a shame, you know, that through the junk wax era, you know, there were no such thing as parallels and stuff like that. You may have had a couple different variations, or, you know, what have you. But then once the parallels and the refractors started showing up, that's when the hobby started to have its problems. And Stryker, in his own way, kind of like revealed that to the public, that it's just nothing more than worthless paper being printed on, because nobody's going to buy commons unless you're a completionist and you're trying to go after complete sets, which you can always buy at Walmart. I mean, geez, even when I went out of county a couple times, I would see full sets of, 2024 flagship, not Chrome, but the actual flagship of Series 1 in a brand new box. And nobody would touch it. It would sit there and then be on clearance. I wouldn't buy it, would you? I mean, unless you are a completionist. I mean, this is the unfortunate state of the hobby. Unless things are shiny and speckly and many diamonds, ray waves, sand glitters, diamantes, whatever they're called these days, out of 99s, out of 50s, out of 25s, true orange, true blues, this, that, and everything else, this sticker auto, non-sticker auto, reds out of 5, super fractors. Nobody really cares. And, you know, this is where the gambling side of it, in all honesty, is revealed. And again, in his own way, he kind of revealed that by lighting all those cards on fire. Me, personally, I wouldn't have done that. I would have donated them to a church. But, I mean, again, it's his property, his stuff. He could do whatever he wants with his stuff. It's not my place to tell people what to go do, you know, in that situation. But in my opinion, I wouldn't have gone that far. It was funny to watch because he's just there nonchalantly, in a real cavalier manner. Fuck it. Just kept going and kept going. I'm like, you got to laugh at it, but it's kind of a shame. It really is that this is where we're at with the hobby. But again, I can't tell people what to do with their stuff. You know, I can only comment on it and offer my opinions and what have you. Again, I got 3 crates of cards sitting right there that I've shown on camera in previous videos. You know, and I have different plans for those base cards, excuse me, but I don't think I would ever have the heart to do that. I'd rather give them out to some kids. Because they're kids, they're going to destroy them anyway, so why not? You know what I mean? But I'm just shocked because it does reveal the sad truth in this hobby. It's all about the parallels. It's all about this fractor, this prism, that relic auto numbered to blah blah blah, something or other. That's just the sad reality of the hobby, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way it is. If you don't get like a foil board of something or a rainbow or a gold, nobody's really going to care. I'm still sitting on probably 24 Paul Skeen's 2025 flagship cup cards. Nobody's going to touch them because they're not parallels. They're base cards. You know, they're essentially worthless. You know, unless it was his rookie card. These cards, I can't see them going anywhere because they've been so mass produced. It's part of that filler. That's why in some cases, is it really worth buying, you know, flagship when it comes out? Series 1, Series 2, maybe Update. Update might be worth it. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, it was really, really a shock. It was really something to watch today. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, wow, he actually did that on camera for everybody to see. But the man rips through so much product, I would expect him to have a whole garage full of you know, base cards and, you know, I guess what you want to call junk wax 2.0. Again, I probably wouldn't have done that. I would have brought them to Goodwill or something like that, or give them to a church or what have you. But that's just me. That's my take. Again, I like Stryker's content. This is not a shame fest or anything like that. And I'm not bashing the guy because I do enjoy his content. I do enjoy when he releases statistics on hobby boxes, jumbo boxes, you know, that sort of thing, you know, blaster boxes, etc., hanger packs. But that was quite extraordinary. So that's where we're at, folks. What else can I say? You do what you want with your stuff, I suppose. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Take care, everybody.